Hi there, I'm Mo Chakraborty. I'm the Director of External Library Services. I know I have all the letters of the alphabet in my last name. Good thing you won't be quizzed on that, so just Mo is fine. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to the library, to some of the resources, and to show you a search in CINAHL. Welcome to the magical Kerreri Academic Commons. Oops, not quite. I guess I just thought this is what the Academic Commons would look like when it was being built. You know, with moving staircases, flying bugs, the whole 9 yards. Oh well. So this building, although not quite a Hogwarts library, is almost equally amazing. So here's the parking lot, packed with muggle cars during the semester that I wish I could show up to my office just by apparating. I know all of you were here during the orientation week, and my colleague Stephen had actually done a presentation for you because I was in sunny Orlando at the time moving my daughter to college, so I missed meeting you in person. Click here to take a tour of the Kerreri Academic Commons with your personal tour guide, Dr. Hardy, the Dean of Libraries and Instructional Resources. SU Libraries is not just about a magnificent building. In fact, the strength of SU Libraries is the staff. We have a pretty amazing staff in every department who are very customer service oriented. As for myself, there's nothing magical about me. Although I don't get to save the world regularly, nor do I get to be a mentor to a vampire slayer, I don't even get to help the witches and the wizards in training, but I do love helping our wonderful Muggle faculty and students and join them in their academic journey, or should I say in their academic adventure. So here's the ordinary me. After doing my master's in India, I did my second master's in the US in Library and Information Science. I was a medical librarian in my other life, hence I'm the liaison to nursing. I have been a nursing librarian for many years. So when I'm not a busy librarian, I'm a mommy to these two crazy monkeys. Most importantly for you, I'm your nursing librarian, the person you turn to when your faculty members throws words like research paper, empirical studies, scholarly sources, and makes your stress level go high by telling you put all of those citations in APA style. So wherever you are on the galaxy, that's when you reach out to me. So after looking at the pictures of the beautiful academic commons, you're probably keen to visit us, and I know you were here last year, but still, no need to fly or apparate to the library or to swim or drive across the Bay Bridge if the case would be. The library can come to you. So this is the Research Commons area, lovingly called the pit. This is where the journals, magazines, and the newspapers are. The bound journals are on the third floor on the compact shelves. If you're not careful, you might just squish someone in between the stacks. Now, we don't want any flat Stanleys here. So here's the little lock mechanism. If you're on SU campus, I'm sure you'd probably want to check these shelves out yourselves, right? So now, let's talk about resources. I'm not going to read out everything that you see on the screen, but the numbers are impressive. So you can see that you have access to this whole new world to explore on your academic adventure. It is just a click away. So, what can SU Libraries do for you? It is your gateway to a huge range of online resources, and it's just click away, available anywhere, anytime. So what can Mo do for you? Let's start with instruction. I can meet with you online. I know most of you can't make it to the library physically to meet with me face to face. So we can meet online via Zoom, via Big Blue Button, Skype. I've been meeting with students via Zoom quite a bit this semester. I have created online asynchronous videos, tutorials, LibGuides that you've actually taken a look at. Actually, these I do in person, like workshops on EndNote, APA style, and I'm getting ready to do one on literature review. In future, I plan to do this via Zoom as well. And I am also an embedded librarian. As you may have noticed, I'm embedded in your course, and I've already posted 3 messages, but I haven't seen any responses to my post yet. So I created this LibGuide for you, or a course guide. You are already familiar with this because you did a scavenger hunt and this was your assignment. So let's start with Google. Anybody who does not search Google, all of us do. I'm not even going to ask about Wikipedia. You all know that is not going to be an acceptable source for your research papers. So the librarian can go the extra mile and can bring you back the right answer. So these are your databases. Specific databases we're talking about would be CINAHL, full text, health source nursing, academic, Medline, which is a major medical database. So between CINAHL and Medline, you should have all your research covered, or at least most of it. And then the Cochrane Library is specific resource for evidence-based practice articles. I also added PsycInfo, PsycArticles. These are psychology databases. ERIC, which is an education database, depending on the topic that you have. This is a research methods course, so you're going to have topic which could be a little bit varied. There is also a health source consumer edition you may or may not want to use for this particular assignment. I also added Academic Search Complete, which is an interdisciplinary database. It's pretty comprehensive database. So is JSTOR, again, an interdisciplinary comprehensive database. Lots and lots of full text here. So I'm going to switch gears and take you into the database, and we're going to do a search live. You're probably familiar with the library page, I'm sure, and then you're going to click on Select a Class Guide, Nursing 544, and you're going to click on Go, which brings us to the course guide that I created for you. And as I said, I know you're probably familiar with this because of the assignment you just had to do. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Find Articles, and we're going to click on CINAHL Plus with full text. And the topic that I want to show you would be sleep habits of nursing students. Nursing students don't get much sleep, do they? Okay, so let's start with that first and see what we can find. So if I just type in sleep habits and click on search, how many articles do you think I'm going to get? A lot. In this case, almost 650 articles. That's quite a bit. We're not going to read through 600 articles. So we need to narrow our search. So how do we do that? We're going to click on this and or not. These are going to be our friends. So I'm going to explain what these are in a different tutorial. So now that you know that and narrows our search, we're going to add a second term, nurse or nurses, and we come up with 43. Now this is specific just to sleep habits and nurses. What if we want to add sleep habits of nurses before exams? So most of the time it's just before exams we want to take a nap. So if we want to add exams or test, and I can use an asterisk here. Remember, asterisk, I'm truncating the word, so it's going to bring up test, tests, testing, like the different variations of the word. And let's see what we come up with. So we come up with 16 articles. Just quick look at it, glancing through the articles. Not all of them seem exactly what we were looking for. So this may not be what we're actually looking for. Would be nursing students. So this is bringing up just nurses. It seems like we're missing the student aspect of it. So I'm just going to expand this search and change my terminology a little bit differently. So I could, let me get rid of this. Because that 16 didn't seem enough. So I am going to do nursing students, or actually it comes up right here, nursing students or student nurses. So sleep and nursing students or student nurses, and click on search. And now I get 122. So some of these, I'm just glancing through the titles, may be relevant. So let's say we want to narrow it down. So we've got like a good number, 122 here. If you're looking for current articles, you do want to move this publication date slider, and let's say we wanted let's just do last 20 years, 110. That didn't change that much. And we want academic journals only, because there are magazines and dissertations and books. So we're down to 62 articles. Couple of other things you can do. This may or may not be relevant to the topic that I'm using right now, but I still want to do some of the other limits that you can apply. And if I want to click on show more, and let's say we want research articles, specifically research articles, you're going to click on the publication type, and we want meta-analysis. There should have been there it is, clinical trial, and it's going to pick up all phases of clinical trials. And then I want meta-analysis. What else can we get here? We want randomized control trial, research definitely, research instrument, because we're going to talk about research instrument definitely. How about statistics? Because we want quantitative, tables and charts, may have tables and charts. So we've picked up all of these right here. So we're going to scroll down, and I'm going to go ahead and click on search, and it came up with 78 articles. So these 78 articles are all published within the last 20 years, and they're all from academic. We're going to limit it to academic journals only, and I've also limited the publication type. These are going to be all research articles, and it's going to tell you right here, journal article, research, tables, charts. So let's say we want to take a look at the first article, and I clicked on this just because it was full text. I'm really not looking at the entire abstract or anything, but which you would be doing that, because it gives you that it's a 27 questionnaire and all that good information right here. But I want to show you how to get the full text of the article. You're going to click on PDF full text. I always encourage my students to use the PDF and not the HTML. The HTML version is not going to give you the page numbers. So let's say you want to copy and paste a couple of lines from this article in your paper. What did you just do? Plagiarize. That is a big no-no. However, if you say It's on page 32. You're giving credit to the authors, and it would be a direct quote. You're okay. Word of caution, you want to use direct quotes sparingly. You want to check with your professors. Even if it's allowed, some professors don't allow any direct quotes. Others might just say, oh, you can use 3 to 4. So you want to use it only if it substantiates your answer. Let's go back to the detailed record view, and I can add it to my folder. If you have created an EBSCO login already, you can sign in and you can add all the articles in the folder. So another word of caution, you may already know this, but I'm going to mention this again. The database that you're retrieving this article is CINAHL and not EBSCOhost. Students often make the mistake, they get these two mixed up. EBSCOhost is the company, whereas CINAHL is the name of the database. Here you're creating a sign-in for EBSCOhost, and you can put all your articles there. You can also export it to Google Drive. You can add it to Google Drive, print, email, save. The best thing is you can click on Cite, and guess what? It puts it in APA format. Now don't jump in joy yet, because this is not always 100% correct. It's very important, if your professor wants that you're using the 6th edition, then the DOI number needs to be there. This is not an APA class. I just thought I would mention that. If the DOI number is not available, like in this case it's not there, then you need to cite it differently. If I go back to my guide here, I already have a tab for you, which is APA citation. This gives you enough examples how to cite different formats, including how to format the paper, how to do in-text citation, as well as reference citations. So let me go back here. I wanted to show you that you can click on export. If you use any kind of bibliographic citation manager like EndNote and Zotero, you can export it directly. If you want to learn how to use EndNote, you can always contact me. I can always I can do a workshop for you, either individually or in a small group setting. I prefer to do this in person, so if you want to come to campus, if you live close by and you want to come, even if it's an evening or a weekend, I'd be happy to meet with you to show you how to do that. So I'm going back to my result list, and I'm going to click on the first one, again for no rhyme or reason, just because it was number 1. And I'm reading the abstract, and I'm like, okay, this is great. By the way, there is the DOI number right here. So this one does have a DOI number, which stands for Digital Object Identifier, by the way. Okay, so after reading the abstract, I decide, okay, this is exactly the article that I want. There's no full text. What am I going to do with this? You're going to click on this little yellow button, the Find It button. It's going to be your friend, your best friend for the next however many years you choose to be here. And this article, now it says read full text at ScienceDirect. So it's linking you out to another database. So at this point, we have left CINAHL, we have left EBSCOhost, and we are in ScienceDirect. So here it is in an HTML format that looks just like a regular web page. Remember, you want to click the PDF, and here's the PDF version. So you have everything without even coming to the library. And then you can just print it, download it, whatever you want to do from here. I'm going to go back to the results list, and let's try to find another article. Number 2, I'm going to click on Find It. Okay, great. So this particular one, number 2 here, this was not available full text in any of our other databases. We don't have the journal, if we had the journal, it would have linked us to the SU catalog, the library catalog. So the only option at this point is requested from Interlibrary Loan. If you don't have an account, this is a good time for you to create an account. So if once I can log in, but it's not going to show me the first time users page here because I already have an account. If you don't have an account, there would be a link, first time users register here, something like that, and then you have to create an account. We have an amazing Interlibrary Loan department, and you will get the article pretty quickly. I'm not going to say overnight. Sometimes I have, but that is exception rather than the rule. So it usually takes a couple of days to get the article. So that in a nutshell is using CINAHL right here. If you want to use CINAHL subject headings, which is a little bit advanced searching, and it's a good way of getting other terms. So if I click on CINAHL headings, let's say nursing students. CINAHL does not understand nursing students as a thesaurus term, so it's telling me to use students nursing. So if I click on that and then I find the term here, it's going to, if I check this box here, it's going to pick up all the other terms that are indented below. And then there are other subheadings for the terms. If you don't pick and choose, if you don't check a box, automatically you're including all the subheadings, and then you can just click on search database, and then you can keep adding terms to it. So if I want to do sleep deprivation, and MH means major heading, I'm going to get fewer articles. So I only got 5 because the focus of the article was students, comma, nursing. So it's very, very specific. So it seems like a particular article, could be a good one, that we were looking for sleep patterns and fatigue of nursing students who work. This seems like in Portuguese, but the abstract is in English. So unless you read Portuguese, this is not going to be very helpful. Okay. So it all starts with one question. Again, I am embedded in your course. Please ask me questions there. Otherwise, you can always email me separately. And again, as I said, we can meet one-on-one. Let's say your assignment is due April 15th, and I'm just making up that date. Don't quote me on that. And this was morning of April 14th, and you still haven't started working on your research, and Mo did this presentation a while ago. You're running out of options at that point. Only thing you can do is you can check the box that says linked full text, check the online catalog, come to the library, make copies. Well, if you can't come to the libraries, we will scan it and we will send it to you. The point being, Interlibrary Loan is not an overnight service. While talking about Interlibrary Loan, I do want to share with you that we now have a brand new service. We are piloting it for this spring only. We will send the books to your home addresses. We didn't do that before. So if we have a book here in the Academic Commons, or even if we get it through Interlibrary Loan, we will mail it to you. We will pick up the shipping cost. All you need to do is make sure you save the box, and then you need to send it back to us in that same box. Pretty cool, huh? Again, I'm going to end with my contact information. Easiest way to find me is that I'm embedded in your course, or you can email me. Thank you.